Hi guys, today is the 16th of January at 12:54 in the afternoon, and looking at tomorrow, 17th of January, as I pointed out before, 1 and 7 just here, possibly connected to the UK losing some of its value in terms of its currency, the pound. Obviously, you guys have probably heard by now, yesterday there was the vote on Theresa May's deal with the European Union, excuse me, and it was voted against. So Jeremy Corbyn also instituted a vote of no confidence against the government, which kind of works out this way. I'm just going to read this report because it pretty much explains exactly what happens now. So after Jeremy Corbyn has tabled a motion of no confidence in the government, the vote itself will be held today at 7 p.m. following a debate in the Commons. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. This gives Miss May less than a day to fight for her job. MPs will be asked to vote on a motion that this House has no confidence in Her Majesty's government. There is no limit to the number of times Mr. Corbyn can call a no-confidence vote, but it is unlikely that the leader of the opposition would have started a fight he did not think he could win. But with the DUP saying that they will stand by their agreement with the Tories, a defeat of Miss May is not a surefire outcome. If the government wins, the consequence is simple. Miss May continues in office, but if she loses, all bets are off. The government would fall and there will be a period of 14 days in which a new government can be formed. There are no rigid rules of what must happen during this fortnight period. Miss May has previously said she would not fight a 2022 election, but attempt to cling on to form a new administration. She is safe from a vote of no confidence from her own party for another 12 months after the ballot against her last year failed. However, she may decide it is time to go and hand the reins over to someone else, which I think is more likely. A new Conservative leader would then have the chance to form a government, as would opposition parties, the Democrats. The current makeup of Parliament means the Conservatives remain the only party with enough numbers to have a likely chance of controlling the Commons. The new government is confirmed in office through passing a resolution in the Commons that this House has confidence in Her Majesty's government. So basically, 14 days after tonight, if the vote of no confidence passes, we'll basically have a period of no government, and that is sure to affect the value of the pound and cause it to be hacked off in some way. Like a fair chunk of it is lost. So I'll be watching the stock markets tomorrow. I don't think it'll be affected today. Reason being, the vote of no confidence doesn't take place until 7 p.m. That's after the markets are after the markets have closed. So they will open up tomorrow after the vote of no confidence, in a situation where Theresa May have stepped down and a new government has to be formed within 2 weeks, thereby causing the stock markets to kind of fall. I'm sure it will be affecting other stock markets around the world, especially if the pound loses quite a big chunk of its value, considering there's the potential of a no-deal Brexit coming up. And as I've said, with the blue and red theme, the exit in the background, it does seem to have some reference to Brexit and this kind of time period. So this is right now. Then we're moving on to the 20th. We've got the blood moon eclipse, so potential for volcanoes erupting like Kilauea, Mount Etna, others I'm considering, but not so much like Stromboli. La Cumbre Vieja is also there as well, but I've kind of moved off of that one a little bit, and more considering the tsunami in the Atlantic would be caused by a drone like Poseidon or something, maybe closer to New York, as it may be the Babylon Canyon scenario, the earthquake, earth splitting, that kind of situation going on. Did hear there was an earthquake off the East Coast just yesterday, so keeping an eye out for that. Maybe a precursor to something bigger coming, and they're just kind of making it look like it's natural by starting something small now and then gradually building it up, whereas the actual event would most likely be, as I said, instituted by some sort of drone, most likely Poseidon, maybe involved in nuclear missile like Sarmat 2, Satan 2, codenamed by NATO. So all of that going on. That's the 20th, 21st, moving on to that time period. Moving on into the 23rd as well, that seems to be indicated, although 23rd may be a reference to military time in terms of 23, in which case around 11 o'clock on the 20th is when the blood moon will kind of be starting. Actually starts about 10:30 Eastern time on the 20th of January, but half an hour later, looking about 11:30, maybe something happens around that time. maybe involving the volcano, and then moving into the 21st. We'll see. Hopefully, as I said, hopefully we don't see, but we'll keep our eyes open just in case. The winter scenario affecting the northeast and the midwest of the United States is also affecting the UK and Europe in general. Britain is wrapping up for the coldest weekend for a year with sub-zero winds and snow set to sweep in today. Thermometers will widely nosedive from Wednesday, and amid warnings, the UK will stay locked in the freezer until spring. A swath of bitter air will pour in from the Arctic, pushing temperatures to freezing or below across the entire country for through the next 48 hours. So that's kind of joining on with the Americas, and not only us, but going over to the Middle East as well. Israel is preparing for a major winter storm as well. A winter storm is set to hit Israel on Wednesday, bringing with it a significant amount of rain and wind, as well as snow in high elevations, including Jerusalem. Northern and central Israel will see thunderstorms and hailstorms during the day, and snow is expected to fall in Galilee and Golan areas toward the evening. Later Wednesday, snow is expected to fall in the Judean mountains. In light of the forecast, schools in Jerusalem will close at 3 p.m. So there's winter weather pretty much affecting everywhere in the northern hemisphere, which kind of lines up with this iPad Goat video. We do have depictions of like a winter scenario, snow everywhere. As I said, could be a combination of different events that cause temperatures to drop, such as it actually being winter, volcanic ash blocking out sunlight, and potential nuclear detonations, which may contribute in terms of nuclear fallout. You guys, I'll say, hope these things don't happen, but maybe a lot of things are lining up here, especially if the eclipse scenario is actually going to be happening this year, 2019, the Wolf Moon. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.